So the goal now is to talk about inheritance, and in particular, linear inheritance first. So I want to illustrate, the main principles of inheritance, method overloading, and some kind of duck typing as well. So in order to do this, I define a class called animal that all my other classes will inherit from. And in order to print nicely, I first have a utility function called dict to string that just takes a dict and prints things nicely with them. Okay, so just ignore that, not very important here. So animal has a constructor, and this constructor takes a species name and a weight and some additional data that it will save as attributes. Now, I want to ignore these methods for now and just say that every animal comes with two methods that are called eat and flee. So what does it do when it eats, and what does it do when it flees, when it's trying to escape? So let's ignore the bodies of those functions at first, but let's look at land animal. So land animal inherits from animal, okay? And it has some methods that are defined, and the first method that is defined is called walk. The second is called other info. So remember here, other info was also defined, but I told you to ignore that. So I still want that to be true, just ignore that part. Now, land animal has a walk method that says I'm walking away now. So if I want to import simple animals, okay, and then define a new land animal, and let's say I would like this to be a land turtle. So this will have to have the species name and the weight in the constructor. So I would like this to be a land turtle. And the weight would not be very much, so it would be like 0.5 kilos, okay? And I would like this to be my turtle. So if I print turtle now, you will see that it's a land turtle with weight 0.5 kilos that can move on land. So this is due to str and other info. But I can also have turtle walk a little bit. And turtle is walking away now. So this is not surprising because turtle is a land animal, right? So if I print turtle, you see that this is a land animal object, and the land animal has a method called walk. But by inheritance, turtle will also have a method called eat, and the turtle is eating a little bit, and this comes from here, this eat. And turtle can also flee, and if it flees, it's actually walking away. So you see that turtle has inherited from animal. Land animal has inherited from animal the eat and flee methods. And eat and flee actually, we'll see now, refer back to the instance that's passed. So we'll see if a favorite food is defined. You will see how the animal actually flees, if it has a fly method defined, if it has a walk method defined, and we'll do different things according to that. So in this case, because turtle has a walk method, or the land animal has a walk method defined, this turtle will be able to walk. Okay, so let's see another example of this. Let's see Teddy. So Teddy will be a bear of weight 200, of color brown, and its favorite food is a bit of everything. So if I import, if I take simple animals .teddy, I will have this bear object, and if I print it, then quite a few more things happen in addition to turtle. So this is a bear with weight 200 kilos, likes to eat a bit of everything, can move on land, and some more information is that the color is brown. And again, this is all made possible by this inheritance and also the duck typing. So if I take, so this is, we already saw this with turtle. The idea is that this bear has a walk method, so when it flees, you don't need to explicitly check whether it's a bear or whether it's a turtle or whatever. The behavior will be determined by the fact that it can walk and it cannot fly. So if it has to flee, it will just walk away. Okay, and the behavior of eat is not determined by the instance, but by the fact that it has a favorite food or not. And so it's not determined by the class itself, but by whether it has a method called favorite food or not. So this will really affect what happens with when Teddy actually eats. So if I call eats like this, you see that Teddy will eat a bit of everything. Okay, so here is another example with horse, and maybe a simple example finally of method overloading, and this is with this. So horse is a land animal, but here I've decided to redefine what walk does. So instead of just walking away, a horse is trotting away. Okay, so if I take simple animals dot beauty, so now I have a horse, and this horse can walk away, and when it walks, it doesn't just walk away, it's trotting away. Okay, so this walk method here is shadowing, if you want, the walk method of land animal. So the behavior for a horse is different because the walk method here overloads the walk method there. And consequently, when the horse has to flee, well, at some point, a self.walk is called, but for a horse, that means trotting, so it's trotting away. Okay, so, and you can see that if you look more closely now at the str and other info methods, this is used everywhere to actually do the right thing when I print the horse instance. So this is a horse with weight 500 kilos that likes to eat grass, can move on land, and the extra information is that the color is black and the age is 3. Okay, so this is all only using linear simple inheritance, right? So an animal might be a land animal, but so any class like horse, bear, turtle, or fish might or might not be a land animal, and the land animal is always an animal. Okay, so the question is just whether land animal is an intermediate class or not. But in every case, it's really linear. So I will ask you to ignore the constructor's super here, and the reason to ignore it is that it will become more clear why I'm using super when we talk about multiple inheritance. If you limit yourself explicitly to linear inheritance and to this simple application here, then you could replace super horse self, for instance, by just landanimal.init. And you could replace super bear self by landanimal.init. Okay, so you would never need super, and it would work. But we'll see what happens when we go into multiple inheritance.